You are being watched.
Hello, welcome back to WhatAreMovie. I am Tony.
And I'm Claire.
And we're back for Person of Interest. It's heating up.
It is.
We're getting close to the end of season 1, finally. The problem is, there's 23 episodes here. There's 22 in the next season, then 23, then 22.
Oh, we're going to be watching this our whole lives.
Pretty much. Yeah, I was working out.
And age.
I think this goes to July next year. And that's if I upload to the schedule. Yeah.
I was thinking 4 years, but...
I mean, that's if it goes to July. Once we finish Mr. Robot, this will double up. And then after Breaking Bad, it'll triple up. We'll be watching 3 of these at a time.
Damn.
So, yeah. Anyway, last time, we learned all about Ordos and them getting the machine.
Yeah.
We found out that... what's her name? I don't remember her name. Stanton. We've worked out that Stanton is still alive and in New York.
Yes, and she killed him. Didn't she?
Well, she shot the agent. We just learned his name. I can't remember his name. It's like, yeah.
So it's like, will they?
But no, she shot Snow, and then was like, "We got a lot to talk about."
Yes.
So he didn't kill him. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a lot going on. Otherwise. Yeah, it was all about the armoured truck episode, but I really like the Ordos stuff a lot. That was really cool. Yeah, we got a bit more machine.
Yes, we did.
What will we get this episode, Claire? What do you want?
Probably no machine because we had it last episode.
Okay,
But...
well,
and
this is... Sorry, go on.
I feel like we might see some more Stanton stuff.
Yep,
but
hopefully.
I feel like ideally, we want them to find each other and cross paths. Yeah. But I feel like that's going to be a season finale thing. So I think
possibly, yeah,
we'll see a separate thing. Maybe just a snippet of what she's doing.
We'll see.
Done.
This is season 1, episode 21. Many happy returns. Sounds lovely.
Whose birthday is it? Harold's?
Sounds lovely.
Reese's?
Could be. This aired on the the 3rd of May 2012. Directed by Frederick Toye, which we've seen his name before, and written by Erik and Jonathan Nolan.
Ooh.
Christopher Nolan's brother. But he stands on his own because Jonathan Nolan is the creator of this show.
Oh.
Which I believe he wrote the pilot, and I don't think he's written any others so far. But yeah, he wrote the pilot. And
so he created it and then just...
Yeah, he's an executive producer on it, isn't he? So that's what they kind of do. So some take more. So like with Mr. Robot, we're seeing Sam Esmail do a lot more directing and writing. And I think even as season 3 and 4 come on, he does a lot.
I guess it's the thing of that they give the ideas and then writers write the story.
Yeah, he probably... I can imagine maybe the executive producers, I don't really know how it works, but they probably have... For some shows, it could be different, but they probably had an overall plan of where they would need to get to and stuff, whereas other shows probably write as they go.
Yeah.
They kind of do a mixture of both, I guess.
They kind of oversee what's happening.
But yeah, it should be exciting. Big boys coming out to play Jonathan Nolan. Something's going down.
This is an episode that we're like, oh.
What do you expect to see?
Well, I expect big things, but I don't know whether to be
see.
Hyped up and then disappointed. Who knows?
There we go. Full reaction is in the description. You need your own copy to watch along. Just make sure to come back where we'll talk all about it. Let's do it. I want to watch it all. Oh.
Ooh, straight back in the past.
Oh, God, yeah. He was meant to go see her in 24 hours.
Because she was really struggling, wasn't she?
Yeah.
But I don't think this is that. This is pre her getting married to someone else, isn't it?
Wait for me.
Oh.
What do you become then?
Oh, my God.
What happened to you?
Oh, jeez.
I think I quit my job.
New Rochelle.
That's great. Oh. New Rochelle. We heard about that. That's where he said he was from, didn't he? To that guy? Yeah.
Our docket is clear.
What?
We don't have a number. You sound disappointed. Surprised. I think you've earned some time off, especially today.
Oh. It's Reese's birthday.
Go. Do whatever you do when you're not here.
What does he do?
Yeah, I know what he does.
Cuts him clubbing.
Yeah.
Respect your privacy, John. Obviously.
Something suspicious about this at the same time, though.
I think there's a number.
This is what he does in his spare time.
Yeah.
Lately, you're not working today. It's my birthday.
Did you get any gifts?
A key?
Ooh.
A key? To what?
Good question.
Detective Carter.
Oh god, she's always been bugged.
What's your hunt for our mystery man?
The leader was suspected of having CIA ties. CSU found prints in the trunk of a burned-out car. When they were in bed, they got a DNA hit on a cold case up in New Rochelle from 2011.
What kind of cold case?
Suspected homicide. Real estate developer named Peter Arndt.
A real estate developer.
Arndt was up to his eyeballs in debt. Lost his investors' money. We think one of them had him taken out. How'd you like to assist?
I'll let you know.
Usually you'd be like, yeah, I want to take him
Yeah.
out. It's so complicated.
Hello, detective. There's something I need to discuss with you.
I got something for you too.
That seems like their real place to meet.
Yeah.
Never pegged you as the cues and blues type. You know about a case up in New Rochelle? I'll take that as a yes. FBI linked your partner. He wants me along for the ride.
Perhaps that wouldn't be such a bad thing. If there was any evidence that threatened our mutual friend, we would find it before Donnelly would. Of course, what you did with that evidence would be entirely your concern.
But
You want to talk to me about something.
We'll talk again when you get back.
Ah.
he's now gonna ring Fusco, isn't he?
Anything else?
Oh.
No, I'll just take a check, please.
Maybe he was going to ask for some help. What's she been up to then?
Who knows?
1 year ago. Oh, that's cool.
Jessica Arndt.
I'm sorry to have to tell you this. Jessica died in a car accident. About 2 months ago.
She said she would wait.
Sorry.
Was that Harold? In the wheelchair? That sounded like Harold.
Really?
It sounded like his voice. Georgia.
Karen Garner. Warrants out of Detroit. Your girl's a felon.
It did look like a mugshot.
What makes you think that?
Karen Garner is an alias.
Or maybe she's laying low trying to plan something.
Maybe she's just a scared woman trying to stay a step ahead of her abuser.
Now, why am I planted out here instead of Wonder Boy?
Mr. Reese is otherwise engaged, and you are not to contact him.
Having a chill old birthday.
Is this where he lives?
I guess so. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Arndt was playing it fast and loose with his investors' money.
Wife deceased. What happened to her?
A car accident. Bad one. She was killed. He nearly was. But anyway, by that point, Arndt was completely underwater.
They find the body?
No, but given the amount of blood spilled, it's doubtful Arndt survived.
I know I said it, I always love the transitions of the machine.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Hey, Fusco's our main man now.
He is.
I love the soundtrack as well.
Someone's got this girl spooked.
She slipped.
Hey, you see a woman come through here?
Yeah, she asked to use the bathroom in the back.
Come on, Fusco.
So if I were to speculate as to the reason for your labor breathing, detective,
I lost her.
go back to your day job. I'll handle it from here.
Oh, poor Fusco, he's trying. He's trying his hardest.
I thought I saw my neighbor working here. Karen Garner?
She called out today.
Brad Jennings, U.S. Marshal Service, also known as Sarah Atkins, is a wanted fugitive. I thought I heard you say you were neighbors.
You did?
Hello, Harold.
Detective Stills, organized crime.
He's a confidential informant.
Already. You were risking his cover by even approaching him.
He's got his back.
He's...
Just to ask me some questions.
I've got a few of those for you too, Harold.
Oh, man.
We're following me?
The bigger question is, are you working a case without me?
I feared that with this case, you had certain sensitivities. I thought it best to let you sit it out. I believe that she's on the run from someone. Likely someone she was close to. When I was first building the machine, I kept seeing the same numbers come up. A week, a month, 6 months apart. Usually women. At first I thought it was a mistake. How could anyone's life be repeatedly threatened? And then I realized they were living with the person who would eventually kill them.
Damn.
Send me your address, and we'll finish discussing my sensitivities later.
Oh, man, that's horrible, isn't it? To see the same number come up again and again, knowing it's, She's Spider-Man.
Hello, Karen. I know you're running from someone, husband, and I know you'll have to keep running, Karen, if nobody stops him.
My name is Sarah.
Great, I just wrote Karen's house.
Paid rent using checks with a different name. Sarah Jennings. Jennings, he's her husband. He's the marshal.
What is it you're gonna do?
Make it so you don't have to be afraid anymore.
Well.
Owed a lot of money to some dangerous people. Husband swerved to avoid a deer. Wife was killed. Dad only to get taken out 2 months later.
We're going further.
I like how we're getting more info.
Yeah.
I like the lighting right now. It looks kind of... That is an evil stare if I've ever seen one.
I like how he's always just worn suits.
Yeah.
I don't think he has anything else in his...
It's me. I don't even know if you checked this number. You scared me.
Who are you calling?
Nobody.
He seems like a arsehole.
Yeah.
Blunt force head injury from the rollover. No seatbelt.
Why would she not have a seatbelt on?
It's not a legal requirement, right? In most states, but...
Why do I feel like
You identified
she's...
2 previous fractures, a broken wrist and cracked rib. Is that a spiral fracture? From having her wrist twisted hard, as opposed to falling on it, right?
Come here.
Possible she could have had these injuries before the accident.
You're hurting my arm. Get back here. No, baby, just... Hey.
Detective, I don't know what cases you're used to seeing down in Manhattan, but...
I'm heading up to speak with Arn's closest family, his mother-in-law.
I'm watching Sarah's apartment.
Horrible.
on her phone, Mr. Reese. He falsified the warrants on Sarah. Hire U.S. Marshal Service in helping him stalk his wife.
That's why
Jesus.
stop running. Only one way to deal with guys like this. Guys who hide who they really are until they get home.
What will you do, Mr. Reese?
Show them what a real monster looks like.
Oh, his dark side's going out. Oh, the buttons come undone.
Oh, need a bit of extra wiggle movement.
What was it? Stills? You have a change of heart about me questioning?
Your fellow deputies know why you're here. Chasing your terrified wife. If you come after her again, I will kill you.
Harold's there. Oh God.
Do you understand?
No shits given. Damn. Maybe Finch had a point about.
Then maybe you can explain the wisdom of antagonizing an entire law enforcement agency.
Ugh, so cool though.
She's gone.
We have a problem.
She's legging up.
Continue Havens, please.
Sure. That was so badass of him just walking in and.
Something wrong?
That's not good. Get on the train! Oh no.
Transit cops would hold her until the marshals picked her up.
We have to get to the train station.
Time to break her out. Ah. Where are the Avengers when you need them?
Late. Jennings already picked her up.
Ugh.
He's gonna make her disappear, Fitch. Government vehicles now have mobile hotspots.
Ooh.
Internet access. Like this one. That's him. He's taking her out of the city. Get out. Excuse me? Leave the laptop now, Harold.
Oh.
my god.
I get why he didn't want him in this case, you know? Sensitivities and all.
Yeah.
He owed more than $3 million to various entities.
Jessica told you they were going through a rough patch. Honey or her and Peter?
Oh no, Jessica and Peter had a good marriage.
Mm.
I mean, they had problems like any married couple.
Detective. This guy in a suit assaulted 4 deputy marshals in the downtown field office.
Hey, what?
I know. I didn't get down there to follow up.
She's like, what is he doing? What has he got himself into?
I've got it under control.
Are you sure? It doesn't sound like it. I think Art killed his wife and covered it up. The kind of thing you guys usually intervene in. Sure there isn't anything you can tell me.
I'm sure you'll make sense of it, Detective.
This is so like...
Good.
About problems, but did they become physical?
What is it you're suggesting?
Nothing. Just some routine questions. I should
Well.
get going. I'm sorry for troubling you.
Peter had his faults. He was so much better than her usual type. She had a fling with a soldier. Living in Tacoma. He had waited for him. Maybe she would be happy. And we'd talk again.
Do you have any pictures of this man?
But I still have some of Jessica's things.
Is she piecing it together?
She must be.
There's a little bit of her that's intrigued.
Yeah.
What was that picture?
I think it's Peter.
Oh.
I think.
Yeah, it is. That looks Peter like... Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Jessica, in the end, we're all alone.
We're all alone. I was going to say it.
You, Peter. It's a party, okay? Could you stop being so... Stop being... In the end, we're all alone. And no one's coming to save you.
What?
Jean. Hey, Josh Carter.
There's a part of me that feels like he could scare someone enough to disappear.
First name
Or
John.
did he make him
Special
disappear?
Forces.
What exactly is your plan?
To get Sarah away from him.
Just like he
Jimmy's had
could
his
do.
chance. You don't like how I do it? Hire someone else.
Oh, yeah. I get the sensitivities.
It's off
He
the
should have
rails.
celebrated his birthday.
Yeah.
You knew what I'd find, didn't you?
Knowing isn't always a blessing, Detective.
True.
But I confess I was calling with a more urgent problem. John.
Don't tell me you've lost him again.
No, I know where he is. I just can't reach him or stop him.
But I promise, I'm gonna fix it.
Maybe it started with you being a dick.
Yeah.
So maybe we can take these off now.
Well, that
Never
changed
did know what
its
to
tune
say,
very
did
quick.
I think he's gonna. John's on the right path to giving him what he deserves.
But have you ever considered how hard this has been?
Oh, boo-hoo.
Trouble I've gone through? What's it gonna take, Sarah? But I can't do this anymore.
Distraction is key.
Yeah.
Go.
Where?
Anywhere you want. You're free.
Thank you.
She's gone. It's over.
You've never been in love, have you? Because then you know it'll never be over.
It is for you.
I can't let you take him, John. This can't end like New Rochelle. Do I need to look at the trunk?
You can do whatever you like. He's gonna change what I have to do.
Let me have him, John.
If I do, he'll get away with it.
I'll see that he doesn't.
It won't be up to you. That's my point. There are things you can do, Detective, and things you can't. That's where I come in.
I can't allow you to just execute people.
This isn't on you. It's on me. All I'm asking for is your trust.
What? For you to do the right thing?
That I'll do what needs to be done.
Oh my god.
This is going to be an awkward encounter, I think.
Sullivan send you? I don't have his money.
You don't have anything I want. Not anymore.
Who the hell are you?
I haven't known the answer for a long time. I know who I was. I was the guy who left her behind. You know why? Real reason? Just I thought she deserved someone better than me. I thought she deserved someone who would look after her. Be there for her. I thought she deserved someone like you. So I don't know. I was hoping you could tell me now that she's gone. See, when you find that one person who connects you to the world, you become someone different. Someone better. When that person is taken from you, what do you become then?
I feel like he really just threatened the wrong person.
Yeah, fucking hell, that scene. Where it all began.
I trust you now fully appreciate why I couldn't tell you about Sarah's case.
I hope you now understand why you should have. Did you know? Was she one of those numbers that came up again and again?
What I know, Mr. Reese, is that New Rochelle happened before we started working together. And because of that, there was nothing that either one of us could have done. Forgot to include that in your birthday present. Must have slipped my mind.
Man, this episode.
Don't shred that. Good. God, don't shred that.
Yeah.
Calling from Torreon Penitentiary. Have your fugitive in custody. And Marshal Jennings delivered him to us. Along with kilos of uncut heroin. He's going to be here for a long time.
Do you have any other Americans in your prison?
One or two.
Let's just go to lock them away. Far, far away.
Where they can't get out ever again.
Yeah. Harold gave him an apartment.
About time he got somewhere.
Whoa. I think I would like to work for Harold.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what you get for like 1 year in business, you know, like yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't feel like Harold would be opposite, like
Where he plays chess.
Like, you remember imagine just looking across and seeing Harold like, "Hi neighbour!"
Yeah.
Are we gonna see what happens?
Jessica died.
Wait. We've gone too far back here.
Because
I told you it was him!
Yeah, I knew it was him. I didn't want to give it
Tell
away.
by the voice! What?
Man.
He had his number. So it was either he was gonna die or he was gonna kill someone.
Yeah. Well, he had her number as well because...
And his number.
Yeah, had
so
them
they
all.
were all...
Because they were all part of... So that was Many Happy Returns. What
Happy
did you
birthday,
think?
Reese!
What a great birthday, really, was it? What did you think of that?
I liked it.
So good, right?
Yeah.
So good. Do you see why I love this show? It's so fucking good. Oh, man. I'm still like, I've got a tear in my eye thinking about it. What is going on? Ugh.
Do you think Peter's down in that prison?
There was a lot of blood is the problem. And did they not say... He could be. I mean...
There was no body found.
Yeah.
Thing is, it's like... I get that
We never
Reese
saw...
was a contract killer. But...
Well, not exactly.
Well,
He
but... I feel like... It's weird to say... I don't think he's a killer.
Okay.
Even though
He definitely
he's killed
is, but,
people.
yeah.
But... I think he would only kill someone if he was ordered to kill someone.
I don't know though.
He
'Cause
wouldn't do it.
There's a difference though, because this was very personal and he was very angry.
Yeah, I still don't see it. I feel like he does have a conscience. Weird to say a conscience when someone's killed people.
No, but even at the end though, he's like, do you know? I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to say. I think that's the implication,
But-
is they're implying that it could be
Yeah.
what happened. But again, there's no... Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but
heavily
then
implied.
he is very well equipped that he could
Yeah.
get a body to disappear and nobody would
Yeah.
come across the body as well. So,
Yeah.
but then I don't know.
He probably beat the heck out of him either way.
Well, he was ready with a bloody
Yeah.
whatever they're
Yeah.
called.
Anyway, we're jumping well ahead.
Fire poker.
Yeah, so crazy. But we start off 2001.
We've seen those scenes before, haven't we? Where
It was the
they're-
very first episode.
Yeah, well, it's almost. I don't know if they were on holiday or that's where they were living.
No, they were
It's
on holiday.
Very
They were on
summery feeling.
Yeah. So it was the very first episode. This is the very first thing we saw,
Yeah.
and that's when they got the news of 9/11
Yeah.
happening, and that's when they kind of part ways, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, we saw a clip of it again. We heard the voiceover again of the when you lose the person who's connected you to
Yeah.
the world, what do you then become?
Yeah.
But yeah, we cut to clips of him like seeing her at the airport, the
Yes.
CIA job, him get shot, and then
Yeah.
he's on a bus
Yeah.
going towards New
Kicking
Rochelle,
it
right?
back. What happened to you?
He's got a beard. I like him with
Yeah.
a beard.
I'm
Looks
like,
cool.
is that his actual beard, or do you think that's prosthetic?
I don't know.
beard?
I think at one point it looked like it might be, but he could probably grow a beard.
Yeah. A beard.
Didn't he have a beard in? He played Jesus Christ in Passion of the Christ, I think.
Oh.
I think he did. But yeah, I think he had a beard in that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The kid was like, "Are you alright?"
I think I just quit my job. Great line. It's such a good line. Yeah. But he's off to New Rochelle. But yeah. We cut to Reese
Yeah.
at work early.
Yeah.
He's
And
like-
Harold's a bit surprised, isn't he?
He's like,
He's
you're
like, "Oh."
eager. He's like, maybe I'm trying to impress the boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, well, there's no numbers today. He's like, what do you mean there's no numbers? He's like, no numbers.
Nobody in New York's trying to threaten or kill anyone. What?
However, you should enjoy the day. He said he implies something, and then Reese is a bit like, what do you mean? He's like, "Happy
Today of all
birthday."
days, yeah. And then he gives him a
Present, which is, yeah.
And then he says, go do whatever you do on your days off. And then
We were even like, what does he do?
yeah. But then it doesn't like Finch say something about I respect your privacy.
Yeah, he's like,
clearly,
really?
he's
Yeah.
like clearly.
You've looked up my birthday. But
Yeah. And then we see Finch looking at Karen Garner.
Yes, and we're like, hang on a second.
Yeah. So
Is
he's
that
got
when-
a number. He's a little liar.
Is that when he phoned?
No, we see now Reese playing chess
Oh, yes.
with Han.
Yep.
Yeah. And he's like, not working today?
Don't know.
Or he says something about like he's doing a move, and then the guy's like,
Are you sure?
and he's like, then knowing you, you wouldn't do a move without thinking it through
Yeah.
or knowing what you're gonna do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's like, are you not working today?
Don't know.
Boss gave me
a
day
day
off.
off.
It's my
It's a
birthday. Like, did you get any presents?
Yeah, and gives him the key.
To what? I was like, don't know. Good question. Yeah. Carter gets another run-in with an agency of the
Yeah.
US, the FBI. Donnelly.
People that are after the
Yes.
suited guy
He's
who have had a lead.
his fingerprints
prints have come up on a case down
in
in
New Rochelle.
So they
Peter
want to look into
Arndt.
it. Yes.
Arndt. Homicide.
Yeah.
So they're going to go look into it, and you should come down.
Yeah, she's like, I'll think about it. And then her phone starts ringing.
But then he's like, you were the one to first, like, bring him to light. You should be the one to be there to,
bring him down.
to crack it. Yeah.
And she's obviously a bit talking. She's like, this is my friend.
Yeah.
I know who this is. And then her phone's ringing, and it's Finch.
Yeah. And then...
she says, oh, sorry.
Yeah, but then they meet up anyway in a pub. You said it was not the usual place they'd meet.
Yeah, I've got something for you.
Yeah, they both... so do I. Yeah. And then Carter tells him first about New Rochelle and stuff.
And he's like, you should go.
You should probably go.
Maybe, if you find some evidence that...
You telling me to disrupt a federal investigation? He's like, whatever you do with it, it's your choice.
Yeah.
You had something? It's like, I can wait.
And then that's when I said, he's going to end up phoning Fusco now.
Yeah. The cool thing as well is he was ready to tell her, I need your help with this number, probably. Because she was there. She's working there.
But he wanted her to go to New Rochelle.
Yeah. To work on that, yeah. We cut to February 2011. So only a year before.
Yeah.
Like a year, maybe two, depending on... We didn't get the month for when we are in 2012, did we?
December.
Did it actually, though? Because I know it went to December 2011.
Oh, I thought it went to the month and jumped to the...
It went to December 2011, then that pushed down, and then it went to 2012. So I'm not too sure. Maybe it did. I'm not entirely sure. So either way, it's over a year ago, or whatever. And he's at a hospital. Reese.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he goes and...
He asks for Jessica. Oh.
Yeah, he's a nurse here, not too sure if she's still working here.
She always said about
an old
leaving.
Friend.
Yeah. And she's like, I'm sorry to break it to you. Did you know at that point?
No. I thought something had happened to her. Honestly, from that in the last episode when you saw how worked up she was and him being like, wait 24 hours, I was thinking that she was in a really low place and that she was gonna... There was going to be a suicide or something, that she just couldn't wait any longer. Yeah. But we haven't really seen anything in these episodes about her marriage, I don't feel like. No. Like, so I had no...
Because there was a brief mention of Peter in the last one. Like, Reese said, how's Peter? And she's like, yep, fine.
Yeah,
fine.
There's been nothing to kind of set us on this.
It was you could kind of tell by the way she said it, though. If you look back, it's kind of like...
I don't know if I can wait. Which is why I was a bit like... I didn't think she was going to be alive.
Yeah. But he got the news.
Yeah.
And then he bumped into someone in a wheelchair.
Yes. And I called it from the moment he said sorry.
Well, I did a look to the camera and then you looked at me like, is that... I was like, wait, what? Just silly. Did I throw you off a bit?
A little bit.
Nice.
Because I was like, maybe it was...
I didn't want to give it away. Because
sometimes I'm a bit useless at seeing these bits when you're like, did you notice? And I'm like... No, actually. So then I noticed it, and then you were like, "Don't be what?" I was like, "Oh, I'm just."
No, you were right. Yeah. Do you like the other thing? Obviously, we didn't know yet, but
why is he in a wheelchair? We've always wondered why he was limping.
He's got a limp. At this point, he's in a wheelchair.
Yeah, we've always wondered, and I just thought it was just. Yeah, some people have a limp. Maybe he's got one leg shorter than the other. I ain't someone to judge.
Yeah.
But.
No, he's got a limp for a reason, I guess. He's in a wheelchair. What's going on?
What happened to him? Was it machine related? Maybe the machine dropped on him.
Well, I think the...
and it was like,
I think the government has had the machine for a while at that point, possibly.
Was
I can't remember when they sold it.
To...
Someone will probably tell us.
When did Nathan die? Do we know how long Nathan's been gone?
I don't think we know.
That's what I'm like. Maybe... Finch's instance related to
possibly
Nathan, maybe.
Possibly, maybe we'll find out.
Anyway,
Fusco, Finch calls Fusco.
Oh, actually, in that hospital thing,
yeah.
The nurse turned around and goes,
"Do you want me to contact?"
I can give you her husband's contact details.
And he was like,
and he was like, "Gone, Peter."
Yeah. Finch is talking to Fusco.
Yeah.
Asking for help, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, can't Wonder Boy do this? He's like, he's otherwise engaged and do not contact him about this. Yeah. So, did you know at the time, did you think at this point, like, Finch was just like, oh, it's his birthday, leave him out of it? Or did you connect why he was blocking him?
I was a bit confused
I mean, we didn't quite know at the moment, like, Karen's situation, so... Yeah.
I was a bit like, why? But then I was also like, maybe just want to give him a day off.
Yeah.
Right.
But
yeah,
we cut to Reese in his little apartment wherever he's living.
Yeah, so like, I feel like this episode, I feel like we've said this on previous episodes. I'm always like, what does Finch do? Not
Reese,
Finch.
yeah.
What does Reese do in his spare time? And where does he live?
Yeah.
And I feel like we got both answered today. He plays chess, and he lives in a very
small apartment.
small
I mean, I guess he
apartment.
doesn't need much if he's
No, he lots of canned food. But I wonder if that's...
He's used to ration. He's
Yeah,
used
that's
to
what I'm
rubbish
gonna
food.
say. If he's like he's had such an
Yeah.
army background of moving around and
Yeah.
going from here to there, that it's probably the food that he's used to,
Yeah,
like having
probably.
supplies food rather than the luxury of
Yeah.
food.
Yeah. But
Sorry.
he's got no messages on his phone,
No,
which is the
he's-
weird thing.
Yeah,
so,
it just reminds me of that bag of rations that they were eating.
Yes, that's
on
what I
the
was
last
saying, and they were saying
episode.
it's barely edible.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like they spent like thousands of dollars or whatever on
Yeah.
making this food, and it's barely edible. Yeah.
It's that some canned food we're like, oh, I'd rather
Yeah,
just
that's
have
what it
fresh.
reminded me of.
But to him, the canned food's probably better
Yeah.
than the rations.
Probably,
So.
exactly. So,
Yeah.
we cut to New Rochelle, where they're in the house,
Yep.
the old house, looking
That's
around.
where we learn as well that the Agent Donnelly says that the amount of blood, there was no body.
But it's
but
safe
the
to
amount
say
of
he's
blood,
probably dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Then
it
I'm a
must
bit
have
like,
been his first job because it was messy.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think it's probably messy because he's very angry
Yeah.
and it's very personal. So, yeah. You get a bit sloppy at that point, right? Yeah.
It's been, well,
Comes-
cutting ahead to
Yeah.
the-
So,
that's
but
not
she's,
cut ahead.
I can't remember what she says at
kind
that
of looking
point.
around, isn't she?
Yeah. What did she say? I can't remember. But then they say that they got the mother-in-law's
Yeah.
number and they get her address and they're gonna go.
Oh, isn't that when she goes to the, why do I feel like she gets that call when she's with the autopsy guy?
Yeah, but she's not there yet. She hasn't gone to
Yeah.
the autopsy.
No, that's what I'm sure she gets the call about the mother-in-law at the autopsy.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
oh, probably, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm jumping ahead a bit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking,
yeah.
because then she goes and sees the mother-in-law, knowing, because she obviously pries a bit, doesn't
Yeah.
she?
But yeah, we cut to Fusco is now following Karen.
Oh, yes.
Not doing a very good job because he loses her. I like how he's on the phone to Finch at the same time, but then I can tell by your laboured breathing. What's he say? I take it by your laboured breathing that you've
Yeah.
lost her. It's like, yeah, what do you
And
want me to
then-
do? It's like,
and then-
well, forget it.
Then Reese turns up, doesn't he?
No. No, he doesn't.
Oh,
So-
no, yep.
Yes.
Yes.
We do find out that her name is Sarah Atkins.
Yes, that's another alias, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, is this where? How do we find out her name's Sarah Atkins? Is it just an alias we find out?
Yeah, I
or?
think so. I think Finch just finds out.
Or he goes into the pub, right, and then he asks, because I'm a neighbour with her, where is she? Blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, and then the marshal follows him out.
Yes.
And then Sarah Jennings and says, is that when he tells her name's Sarah? He probably says her alias is Sarah, that's her real name.
Yeah.
She's on the run, I need to know where she is. Where do
Yes.
you live? And that's when Reese turns up and is like, he's my CI.
Yeah.
He used to launder money for Don Moretti.
Yeah. You've now endangered him.
You've endangered him by asking him questions.
Yeah.
And then
And
takes
just
him
takes
away.
him away. And then he's like...
I like how angry Reese was this
Yeah.
episode. It's crazy. But he saved him, basically, yeah.
He's like, I haven't got a number, have you?
Yeah. And he's like, I got a lot of questions. Oh yeah, Reese is like, Finch is like, he just had questions for me. It's like, I've got a lot of questions for
Yeah.
you. So they go back to the library, and that's
Yeah.
where Finch explains.
Yeah. He's like, you're working a case.
Yeah, he's like, when I first started getting the numbers from the machine,
Yeah. There was numbers that kept cropping up.
month after month, and he's like, I thought it was an error, but then I realised,
What it was.
yeah, what was it?
Domestic violence
Yeah.
cases.
Yeah,
'Cause I feel like every domestic violence case, every domestic violence fight has the potential to lead to that, isn't it?
Yes.
So every time a fight broke out in a
That
relationship,
number would just keep coming
that
up.
number would have come up. And who's like, but the thing, the way the machine works, I feel like it would take a while to see the trend because obviously the machine,
It sees threats of violence, though.
yeah, but the numbers it brings out are either that person's gonna cause the threat or they're gonna be the victim of the threat. So I can imagine the machine would keep kicking out both parts of the domestic
Possibly.
violence. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
might
yeah.
take a little while to see the trend, but if
Maybe.
the same, because it's two numbers.
And again, though, if you're seeing the
potentially.
same number come again and again and
Yeah.
nothing happens, you're a bit like,
Hang on a second.
the machine's broken, right?
Yeah.
But obviously it's happening all behind closed doors, like, so... Yeah, Reese, well, Karen or Sarah's her actual name,
Yeah.
she's got home, climbing
Reese-
through the window.
Reese is sat there.
Reese is just sat there, and she pulls
"Who
out a
are
gun, yeah. But he's like, I'm gonna help you.
She's
I'm
like, "Are you the
John."
police?"
No,
He's
yeah.
like, "No."
But then it leads to them working out that Jennings is her ex-husband,
Yeah,
or is
he's
her husband.
because he's like, "Oh, I've spoke to the last place that she was living, and she used to send the checks under a different name, Sarah Jennings." And then
Yes,
he's
and
like,
it's like, Jennings, that's
the
the marshal.
And then
And
she's,
she's like, how do you know
"What?"
that? It's like, it doesn't matter. We need to get you somewhere safe,
Yeah.
and we need to take care of this. Yeah, so this is when we have the hospital scene with Carter, with the autopsy stuff, looking at the bodies, and then she's asking.
So she died from blunt force
So
trauma.
it was a car accident, is what was said.
And a blunt force trauma and
To the head and neck.
spine,
Right.
broken spine.
Yeah, and
broken
then
neck.
she was like, "Is this possible?"
With the airbags.
And he's like, "It's not likely, but the body
Yeah.
is like, yeah." She's like, "Could it have happened previously?" And he's like, "Look, I don't know where you
Yeah.
come from, like, but up
Yeah,
here we
just
don't."
because something's possible doesn't mean it's probable.
But she's right, and
Yeah.
she even saw the fracture on
Yeah,
her
she
wrist.
saw that because she said that
Yeah.
you said there was previous injuries of a fractured wrist and broken ribs, and she
Yeah.
was like, "Can I see them?" And then she said it looks like a twist fracture.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh yeah."
That's when we get like flashbacks to her on the phone when Reese first got the message from her saying, "I need to talk to you."
Yeah. And he's like,
"I
"Who's
don't
on the
even know if
phone?"
you checked this number," and then he creepily like, "Yeah."
Who was you on the phone to? No one. It sounded like you was on the phone.
And that's when he gets violent,
Yeah.
and
You're
then
like,
kills her, literally, like
Yeah.
like twisting her wrist, and then drags her, and she smacks her head on the counter
Yeah.
and falls on the floor, dead.
Yeah.
So he tried to cover it up. Well,
Yeah.
he did cover it up
Yeah.
with a car accident. Crazy, innit? What a vile being he
Yeah.
is. Reese has gone to the home at this point in the flashback, in the not so quite flashback, the
Yeah.
2011.
Yeah.
He's watching Peter, and that's when we get the cut to the arguments and stuff.
Yeah.
We cut to the U.S. Marshal's office.
Oh yes.
What
'cause-
a scene! I keep getting this as
'cause
a
doesn't-
I keep
when-
getting this as a recommended video on YouTube all the
Do you?
time because it's such a cool scene.
I'm just thinking, like, isn't it when Reese goes back with Finch and they find out, when Reese and Finch go back to the library thing, and Finch is telling him about the case, isn't that when he says something about Reese's sensitivities?
Yes, yeah,
Because
yeah.
he
And he's like,
highlights
we'll
his-
talk about them later. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
And yeah, because he's aware that he kept him out of it because of his sensitivities. And
Yeah.
they're like, sensitivities.
Yeah. So
But then it all
it all
pieces
connects,
together.
yeah.
He goes into the marshal office. 'cause
I
the
like
only
that
way
cut
to solve these people.
because he's like on the phone really angrily, like saying, "I'm gonna teach him a lesson," basically.
Yeah.
And then I like
Which is
how
a
it.
bit like we can do it other ways.
Yeah, he goes through the door and then it closes to show it's the U.S.
Yeah.
Marshal's office. It's really cool.
And then he's like, "Oh."
He goes in,
Detective.
unbuttons his thing.
Yeah, Detective
Stills, which is still ironically,
And then we
the
go-
badge he got from the pilot, from
Oh,
the dead
yeah.
detective, yeah. Which was Fusco's old buddy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Bam, bam," and
Jam
he
in the
gets him up.
throat.
Yeah.
He properly threatens him though.
Yeah.
It's like, you ever go near her again and
Yeah.
I will kill you.
It
And then
didn't work though, did it?
he puts a gun to his face
It didn't
as well.
work though, did it?
No.
And then as he walks out,
The guy with the shotgun.
and he's just like, "Pew."
It's so badass. What do you think of Reese? I mean, we've got loads of bits of Reese like this,
Yeah.
but he's
Yeah.
so badass. He
Yeah,
just,
he doesn't give a shit because he
No.
knows he can take it.
yeah. Well, he's properly trained with
Yeah.
this sort of stuff. I think Finch
The
picked the
worst
right
thing
person.
is, the worst thing is he's probably faced worse in his
Oh,
career.
yeah, definitely. Jennings
Like-
was a little, yeah.
Like people that are generally after to kill him, whereas these people
Yeah.
are reacting in the situation,
Yeah.
and they're trying to save themselves
Yeah.
rather than. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get
Makes sense to me.
But Sarah's gone. She's legged it.
Yes, broke the phone. GPS signals lost.
Yeah, she goes to Grand Central Station.
Yep.
I don't know if you heard my comment when they came out of it. I was like, where are the Avengers when you need them? Because in the first Avengers, it all takes place around the Grand Central. It's a very iconic building, but she goes to try and get a ticket.
Yeah.
It's like, I need photo ID. And
then he makes a little phone call.
She's like, shoot, I'm out of here.
Yeah, this is the...
Police are going after her. She tries to make a run for the train.
And then they arrest her.
Yeah.
Because there's warrants out for her. Because haven't we found out also previously at this point that when they find out it's the marshal that's her husband, that he's falsified warrants.
Yes, so she's not wanted for anything.
But he's falsified warrants to get her,
so she can't get away.
Using the law enforcement to help your stalking or something, they say, isn't it?
Weird. Yeah. But Fusco lets Finch know. She's like, she just got popped at the Grand Central Station.
And they're like, oh god.
What's going to happen? She'll be held there until the marshals pick her up.
So they race down. However, Reese gets in the car.
Well, no, so
Finch gets in the car, and then he's like, get out.
Yeah, because he's like, no, so Finch is kind of like...
Oh, no, they get to the station, don't they? Yes,
because they go to the station to try and find her
then
before...
Finch is like, she's gone.
Yeah, he's already got her.
Yeah, and then they realise the hotspots in the car, they can GPS, find out where they're going, and they've worked out they're going upstate.
Well, so basically, he says that all... government vehicles basically have hotspots, so I can hack them to find out where they are.
Yeah, it's just trying to figure out which one
it is. And it's like, that one's going out of town.
Yeah, so it's that one.
It's that one. And then Reese is like,
get out. It's so like...
Leave the laptop and get out.
Yeah.
I literally wrote get out in all caps.
I just wonder what that said. I saw it from here.
Get out.
GGT out, and I was like, what?
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he goes off. Finch looks terrified.
Yeah, because he's like,
what have I done?
Yeah. Finch rings Carter, doesn't he?
Yeah, not quite though, because we haven't had the mother. It gets to the mother-in-law interview. They're having the interview with the FBI and Carter and talking to her, and she's basically saying she wasn't aware of the money troubles, the marriage problems, the violence, none of that. She was just aware that they were happily married and they are loving together.
Agent Donovan.
I like how Carter stopped herself at that point from saying any more questions. She was like, "That's routine questions to cover that up."
That's when Agent Donnelly leaves, isn't it?
Yeah, before he's left anyway. I've ignored him.
Oh, he leaves, and then I feel like she thinks it's more like, okay, we're woman on woman chat here. I feel like that's why I question.
And maybe also because she had that information from the autopsy without Donnelly. Yeah, so it helped that he went. But Donnelly got the news that the U.S. Marshal's office was attacked. So he was like, I'm going back down there, you finish off here. It looks like a dead end.
Yeah.
Nothing here.
She's talking and then she's like, okay, well, let's go.
Yeah. Is that when she gets the phone call outside and then from Finch to say he's... Because she goes outside, doesn't she, to talk to Donnelly. Talks to Finch, I think, on the phone about it. That Reese is like... Yeah. But she goes back in anyway.
Yeah.
And then asks the questions. And all I was saying is I quite like how once she realised that it might change the mother's perception of the relationship and how she was treated. You don't want to... She's got this perception of how happily married they were.
Yeah.
Would you want to upset her at this point? There's nothing to gain from that.
Yeah.
So she kind of stopped herself and was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then as she was leaving, she said she finally found a better man than before.
The previous one.
Yeah.
It's not a usual type, she said.
Usual type. And then she's like, oh, did she date someone before?
An
army.
army.
Yeah, a soldier.
Yeah. But kept leaving her.
Yeah.
And yeah, she kept leaving him alone. And that's the point I was going to say. In the end, we're all alone. But it came up later.
But I think it's also but then the mother-in-law, well, her mother, isn't it?
Yeah.
Highlighted to Carter as well that she does sometimes wonder if she'd decided to stay with him and
if
him
it would
go
have been
away,
better, if
she still would have been here and she still could have spoke to her.
Most likely would have.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy how I feel like the whole Ordos mission is what probably stopped Reese from getting there and helping her.
The machine.
Yeah, it's all linked.
Yeah.
It's all interlinked.
But
she's like, do you know his name?
Yeah, she was like, oh no.
Any pictures? She's like, no, but I got some of Jessica's old stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she looks through her stuff and finds a little jewellery box.
Yeah.
And opens up the drawer and then a picture comes out.
Yep.
And then she's like, wait.
John and Jessica. Yeah, she's really doing all that. And then we cut to John watching a video of her. He's in the house. He's just... Before, there was a scene of John going into the house and then seeing the pictures, and then he rings up the message.
Voicemail, yeah.
Which we've seen in Breaking Bad as well.
Yeah.
Because, when you've only got that little connection left. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's weird, though, because thinking about it, like you saying, when you've got that little bit, but I feel too scared. I have a tape at home.
Yeah.
When I was, I think, in year 6, I was 11.
Yeah.
That I interviewed my granddad for a biography, and I have a tape, and I just haven't got, I keep seeing it, and I'm like, I need to listen to it.
Yeah.
But you're also scared to listen to it at the same time. I don't know why. I don't know.
It'd just be a nice thing, I think.
I know,
mean,
but
it might
I think
make
it's
you feel.
going over
it might
that.
make you feel emotional and sad, but it's kind of a good memory to look back on as well. So,
it's just that thing that you're like, I
mean,
know it's there, and it's going to be there when I need it. But you're like,
that's the weird thing with this. Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, are you in the right mindset to take that on?
That's the weird thing with this, though. That isn't exactly a happy memory, the message, is it? It's the same with the Breaking Bad one. It's just, it's their voice. So it's something to, but he's watching the video. And in the video, you can even see Peter being a bit rough or a bit forceful and you can see the fear in her face. She kind of looks, Yeah, I think that's when Carter is called about him, and because obviously he's on the hunt of Jennings at that point. So
that phone call between Finch and Carter though, when he's like, I can't stop him.
Yeah, I can't stop him. I need your help. Yeah, I know where he is. I just can't reach him. He's gone. Yeah. So
because she's so used to getting a phone call when Finch is like, I can't find him. I need your help. So she's like, can you not find him?
You lost him again.
Yeah. She's like, no, I know where he is, but I can't stop him.
Yeah. But they've arrived at a motel, and he's basically got her handcuffed.
Handcuffed, yeah.
And he's like, oh, it's going to be all right. I love you so much.
Yeah, but everything will change and it'll be all good.
So we can take the handcuffs off then.
Yeah.
You never knew what to say.
Yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it? How come someone you cannot say you love someone if you're going to be like that?
Because that's even
bull.
I know it's jumping ahead, but just to that whole scene, and then the phone rings, and they look over he looks over at the phone, and then Reese barges through the door, and kind of just punches the living daylights out of him, and. I don't really. What's your point?
No,
I'm just carrying on this.
Oh, okay.
Because it's related confused. To what you said. Because then he punches the life out of him.
Oh, it's so cool though. This scene.
So cool. It's
so he uses the phone as a distraction.
Yeah.
Well, basically, there's a bit where you can see her really upset. She's cried, and he's like, "Don't you know how hard it is for me?"
Yeah.
He's playing the victim, where he's an absolute arsehole.
But Reese barges in obviously to save the day.
Totally.
Yeah, because he even has the gun to her. Because he has the gun to her
I
front
can't
saying,
take this anymore.
I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
And then the phone rings. Yes.
See?
Yeah. Sorry.
You jumped too far. But I really love how Reese completely destroys him. The guy.
You even see him with the phone in his hand.
Yeah.
When the door opens.
You don't even get a hint that he can fight back. He which I love. He is totally shown to be a complete weakling.
But he floors him.
Yeah.
And then undoes her
and she says go.
And says go, you're free.
You. And then, she's like, where do I go? And he's like, anywhere, you're free.
Yeah. And this is the part why I continued on this scene. Because the marshal at this point says, you've never truly been in love with someone. Because...
Yeah. Which is BS.
Yeah. It's because of you saying, how could you do this if you love someone? Yeah. But his opinion on it is that he loves her so much that he can't be without her. It's just so weird that to be in that mindset of you're like, well, this is love.
Whereas
I'm
Reese
beat her
is
up
in the opposite way, where he would do anything to protect the person he loves.
That's why I continued that scene, because of that one little line he says at the end of it, which counterbalances what you said, but in his eyes that are wrong.
But yeah, as she's leaving, she looks at him, and I was like, maybe she'll ask what's gonna happen, but she didn't. She was just like,
She
"Thank
don't
you,
care.
I'm gone."
Yeah, she don't care.
Yeah, and that's when he basically knocks him out. Yeah.
Yeah. Do we continue with Reese?
I think we
Or
then
go back to the past?
I don't know if it cuts back to the past then, or it. Either way, we see Cart catches up to Reese
Yeah,
on
in
the
a car,
road.
and there's this whole
He looks so intense.
Yeah, she's
And
like, you can't do this.
Yeah.
I can.
Do I
sort
really
this
want to
out."
look in that trunk? And he's like, you can do what you gotta do, but you can't stop me from what I need to do, right?
Yeah. She's like,
So I can't just let you execute people.
Yeah.
Like you need to and he's like, you need to trust me to do what has to be done.
And
You
she's
have
like,
rules.
Doing the right thing.
Yeah, you have rules. And she's like, I'll make sure he's like arrested. And
Yeah.
he's like, you can't guarantee that. Like,
Yeah. You have to let me do this.
Yeah.
And then he just drives off, and we're like,
yeah, it's so badass.
Yeah.
And she's like, no one can stop him.
Right.
He's on a mission.
Yeah.
We do cut to the back at him watching the TV.
Yeah, he's just sat there all day. I feel like in my mind, I'm like, that Peter went to work at like 9 a.m. like a normal
Maybe.
thing, and then Reese has just sat there
Got patience.
all day, and it's like now
Like
dark.
again, he's on a mission.
Just rewatching videos of her.
Pete comes home and he's like, "Who are you?
Yeah,
I got the
did-
money." He's
Did so and so
he
send
has
you?
no idea
I
until
haven't got the money.
Reese probably starts talking about it.
Yeah.
And that's when we get him talking, like when you meet that person
Yeah.
who like makes you, I can't remember the exact quote now, feel like the hole in the world or whatever,
Yeah.
right? What happens when that person gets taken away from you? Then what do you become? Because he asks who he is, and he's like, I thought you used to know who I was.
But now I don't know who I am.
Yeah, without her, who does that make me?
Yeah.
So that quote we got in episode 1
Yeah, it's come back.
is here.
But
from
it's
him.
also, I like how in the background you can see Peter grabbing like the
Yeah.
fire poker thing.
Yeah.
And you're like, hang on. And
Yeah.
then he just like lifts it up. And
Oh,
you can
it's
see
so good.
Reese a bit like.
He's like, as soon as he
Hang
picks it
on.
up, he's like, he looks down, like you
But
can
this
see
is-
his look.
Us talking earlier, because I felt like we obviously highlighted earlier that Agent Donnelly said, oh, there was so much blood but no body.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to, because Reese's blood was there, so like he is up against the fire poker. Like,
I've got a feeling though. I've got a feeling after what we saw with him taking down the other guy and what we know of Reese, he didn't probably struggle. He probably just beat the absolute living daylight.
but
out
he
of that
must
guy.
have had some.
Oh, he might have
blows
had an injury, yeah.
because
but,
of his blood to be in the scene. But he would have annihilated him, and
Yeah. It's
But-
that camera shot of him, like the camera behind him and walking up and then
Yeah.
it just cuts. It's so
Yeah.
good.
it is.
Oh, it's so good.
So we still don't know what happened to Peter.
Is that whole scene as well? Him sitting there and talking about Jessica and then
Yeah. You can
his
see how
emotion
broken
and
he is.
yeah, it really got, it got to me. Like it made me sad. Like
Yeah.
yeah, it's horrible, but he got his revenge.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
but we don't know what quite happened. She then
yeah.
cut to
There's
Carter.
a lot of blood though, but
He's cut to Carter, who you see shredding.
oh yeah, because she called for
Oh,
some
'cause
files.
in,
Yeah, she called for files. Yeah.
Yeah, like she called for the files on him.
A John who was in the Navy in this place.
because she had his Navy uniform, so he could
Yeah.
soldier uniform.
Yeah.
But what was I going to say? Oh, Carter, when she stopped Reese in the car, she said, "This can't be another new
Rochelle.
Rochelle," which you saw him like. I felt like you saw a little glint of him, a bit like, hang on.
Yeah, she's worked
Like-
it out. Yeah.
Right, yeah. And then when she's back in the thing, she
shreds it all.
She gets the files and she sees. She does look. I don't feel like she really looks. I think she kind of looks and then is a bit like, I don't need to know. Do you know?
I don't
That's
know.
what I feel.
I don't know,
Because I
maybe.
feel like the way the scene's set up, I feel like she gets at her desk and she walks straight to the shredder.
But maybe
She
that's
kind of
just
flicks
the
it.
like she
Yeah.
might have seen and we don't know.
She might have seen a bit of it and that was
Yeah.
enough. Because I imagine his record is juicy.
Shredded it all.
But then I also think how much of his record is probably redacted because
Probably a lot.
Probably a lot of the
Haven't
stuff
we
he's
seen
done.
a book before that was redacted from him? I can't
Maybe.
remember. But either way, yeah, she shreds it all, looks at the
Yeah.
photo and keeps the photo.
Yeah, so she shreds his file, and then she also shreds information
crash
shares on
and
the car
stuff.
crash.
Yeah, just
gets
rid
to
of it all.
his photo and I'm like, she can't show that.
No.
And she puts it in her pocket. And I wonder if she's going to give it to
Probably.
Reese.
Probably at some point.
Probably.
Yeah. But she gets a phone call from
Yes.
somewhere else completely.
Yeah, I feel like it's like Mexico
Possibly,
or something.
yeah.
It gives me Mexico vibes of
Can't
how
remember.
I've seen.
He said where he was. He definitely did say where he was from.
He didn't.
He 100% did. Yes,
Oh.
Torren Penitentiary.
Where's Torren?
I don't know. Yeah, but he definitely said it. Yeah. Your memory is like a sieve
Yeah,
today.
but we just watched that whole scene and didn't
We didn't.
see that.
We probably didn't see that bit. I probably skipped the past
Oh,
it. So
that's what confused me.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah. So who knows?
But obviously, she asked if there's any other Americans.
well,
and he says
no,
one or two.
Yeah. But before that, he's like a tall man in this. Like he's like Marshall Jennings delivered him to us.
With heroin.
Yeah.
It's going to be a while.
And then she's like, "Who was this tall man, dark suit?
Yeah.
Like dark hair suit." Yeah. He's like, "Yeah, that's him."
He said that you were the
original arresting officer.
officer.
He's going to be a very long time.
Yeah.
And then he said
Yeah.
it. She said, "Is there any more Americans?"
So I feel like that's why I was like,
yeah, that's the hint.
Did
Yeah.
did Reese kill Peter or did?
He's probably there. He could be
But
there.
this is what I was going to say actually.
Because it's
earlier.
also like he said in that scene in the car where he was like, "You've got to trust me to do what needs to be done."
Yeah, because it's like the whole thing that I was saying about conscious and stuff, and I don't
Yeah.
think he would. I don't think he would. He knows what he's doing is wrong. He knows
Yeah.
he shouldn't be killing people, and that's why he mainly shoots people in the knees
Yeah.
rather than killing them, like
Yeah.
because they'll survive. But as a part of me that is like, I feel like he understands that killing someone, they're gone. They don't have to suffer
Now he
with
can
what they
suffer
did.
now. Yeah.
Like you've now got to live your
They're going
life
to pay you
knowing
for their crimes.
and thinking about what you did for
Yeah,
the rest of
exactly.
your life.
Yeah.
Like that's
And
a
it's
bigger
probably-
that's a bigger
yeah.
suffering than
Yeah.
just being killed for your crime.
I imagine Torren Penitentiary probably
Yeah.
isn't that nice. So yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. But Reese meets Finch under the bridge, where
Yeah.
we saw in the
Oh,
very first
first,
episode as well.
yeah.
He said, "I didn't know when I was going to see you again."
No.
He's like, "Yeah," and then Finch's like, "I hope you understand why I didn't
Yeah.
include you at first." And then he's like, "I hope you understand why you should have."
Yeah.
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 And then he gives him a card and was like, "I forgot to include this."
Yeah. And it says like apartment.
He's got a brand new, huge
Yeah,
apartment.
it's humongous.
Looking down on the chest where
Yeah.
he plays. "I respect your privacy," he says.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Clearly.
And then
we cut to the hospital.
Hospital.
In 2011
Yeah.
again.
And I'm like, we've already seen this. And then he walks off, but then the camera pans a different way to the guy in the fucking wheelchair, which
It's
was
me.
Harold.
And I threw you off. Because I do.
But we got the extra thing of that he opened the file
And he's got
which
their-
had a picture of him, Peter, and
Jessica,
with their social security
Yeah,
numbers,
yeah.
and he just said, "I'm so sorry."
Yeah.
As
That's it.
he walked off.
And they ended. There we go. What an episode. I love this show so much.
Do you think? I wonder if we'll learn more about what happened to Peter.
I don't know. Maybe.
But
Do you
there's a
want to?
part of me that feels like I don't think Peter died.
Okay.
I don't think Reese killed him. I think Reese had an epiphany and kept him, like, took him to that prison or
suffer.
something.
Yeah.
But I think that might be what got Finch on Reese's radar. Because Finch could have seen in him that he
Well, you mean got Reese on Finch's radar?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, to
'Cause
be fair, he
could
was
have
already on his radar. Right.
Well,
at this
from
moment.
that, yeah.
So,
But Finch might have seen. Finch would have known who Reese was. He would have seen he was a soldier. He would have seen everything from his little doobly-doo.
I mean,
and then the fact that he chose to.
I mean, at the end of the day, would he care if he killed him or not?
I think he would have, and I think that
Because
might
he knows
be
what he's
why-
done in the past, surely.
Yeah, but knowing
So-
his background and that he chose to potential. I don't know. Maybe he didn't choose to make him live, but it shows that his mind is in probably the place where Finch
Probably.
needs him to.
Yeah.
That's what I just mean. I wonder if that whole
Maybe.
situation is what got Finch thinking, I
Yeah.
need this guy to help me out because he's.
Who knows?
But you don't know either.
Who knows?
'cause- Oh no, have you watched all of this?
I have watched this. several times.
Oh fuck! You know.
I
You
know everything.
You're-
I know every answer to everything.
Do you know what's so annoying about the fact that you've watched this?
What?
That there's me sat here watching it, thinking, "Oh, maybe it's this, maybe
And
it's
I'm like,
this,"
I know
and you
everything.
know exactly what happens,
Yeah.
and you're probably laughing at some of the
Oh,
theories
This
that I'm
happens in a
coming
bunch
up.
of the shows you come up
Yeah,
with. Yeah.
come up with these
Same
theories.
with Breaking Bad as well. Yeah.
And you're just like,
It's the same in Breaking Bad season 2. You're like, she's gonna explode the house. He's gonna do it. Oh, maybe the point.
Yeah.
It's so funny just to watch your mind go through all that, and I like know all the answers. I wish I hadn't watched this. I wish this was my first time watching through it because it's so good.
But I feel like it must be more funny for you to.
Yeah.
That you're gonna put like little confessional videos of you going, "What an idiot! Why did she think this?"
No, that's the point of the show. Is like you don't know all the answers yet, so. Yeah, I was going to say something else, but we've gone so off track now. I don't know. Anyway, that was episode 21. We have 2 more episodes left. I think we've got loads of time today. I think we can watch all of these. And just skip on Always Sunny, like you said.
Yeah.
But you won't see for a while. But we will be back next time with episode 22. The penultimate episode before the finale. Otherwise, the next episode on here is Breaking Bad. It's heating up in Breaking Bad as well.
Yeah.
So look forward to that. Otherwise, we'll be back soon. We're getting through it. Finally, near the end of season 1. It's crazy because we're on season 3 of...
Like 5 of it's Always Sunny,
it's
isn't it?
shorter episodes, isn't it? And we're doing a lot more. But there we go. Thank you very much for watching. If you've watched... We need more people to watch this show.
It's so good.
It's a shame it's not free on any streaming. It used to be on UK Netflix. It used to be free on there, apart from season 5, because that was just coming out like a month or so later when I saw it on there. And then once season 5 came out, it disappeared and never came back. So sad. Yeah, but it's crazy as well because this show, compared to all the others, like I said, was on like one of their main channels in America.
Yeah.
So this was like everyone was watching this. It's crazy to think because I think someone's pointed out as well. I think this is too good for just regular. Imagine this was on ITV. It's too good.
Yeah,
it's far too good. But there you go. I think it was on Channel 5 actually over here.
Oh.
So there we go. But that was that. We will be back next time. Thank you very much for watching. What do you want to see next time?
I want to see what happens to Peter, but then I know with these episodes quite often
it's kind
they
of
end like that. Like
it's kind of wrapped in a not so tight bow, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, because we've had other episodes where like
I feel like we've kind of got most of the story of that.
Yeah.
So if they add any more information, that would be cool.
Yeah, but it's like we had the episode like, oh god, where that woman was going to kill that guy, and then we just...
That's not a very good explanation.
Wasn't she going to kill the guy because he'd killed her sister?
The nurse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was left open-ended.
You saw him taking him to a house.
But I think that was
talking
heavily
to him,
implied.
then...
He melted him in the... Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
That's what we sometimes don't get.
Yeah, you get open-ended.
penultimate.
I like that though. You don't need all the answers in shows. That's what makes them good.
But I do think
leave
we
some
might
stuff
know
to the
what
imagination.
happens to Peter.
Yes.
I think because of the main, the effect
exactly.
on Reese, I think that would be.
Well, there we go. We will be back. Who knows what the series will end with? I do, because I've seen it. There we go. Thank you again. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.